Hi friends, it's me Suraj Dev. In this section, we are discussing about Angular in detail. Yes, in the previous section, we are discussing about how to install Angular in our system. And currently, the Angular is installed now, and the file is here, and we can just run the applications once more by typing ng serve. Yes, the server is started now. Yes, open your browser on localhost. Beyond building now. It's 93.95 meter. Yes, it's currently builded. You can close the panel now and just open the browser. Yes, it's the welcome to world. Okay. Yes. Start with the package.json. In each Node.js applications or Angular application or created with a Node.js application, there is a package file. In the package file, the name of the applications and the version of the application. For each application version, we can mention the version here, and the script. In the Node.js application, the scripts are run by npm with the name of the script's name. For manual creating scripts, we need to run with npm run the script's name, and the common scripts are means npm start, npm means build, test, etc. are directly called with the npm test and npm start. Yes, in the npm start we can it's the running this command means ngserve. We already typed the ngserve in command prompt. And the next private or public, it's private now. And the dependencies, for creating an Angular application, these types of dependencies are needed, and it's automatically downloading for at the time of installing or creating a new application. Then the Angular animations, Angular common, Angular compiler, Angular core, Angular forms, Angular platform browsers, Angular platform browsers dynamic, Angular router, core.js, rxjs, tslib, zone.js, etc. And the dev dependencies. In the dev dependencies, it's actually it's for development purpose. Means for development purpose there is a need of this type of dependencies for building the Angular applications and for converting TypeScript to JavaScript and etc. And these types of dev dependencies are needed. The Karma.js here. This Karma.js for the Karma.js, Karma Chrome Launcher, Karma Coverage, Istanbul Reporter, Karma Jasmine HTML Reporter, and Protector, etc. This type of dependencies are using for testing purpose, and TS Node, TS Lint, TypeScript, and etc. for building an TypeScript means conversion, and the Angular CLI. This Angular CLI for generating new components or services and etc. And that's it. That's the main contents in package.json. Next, the angular.json file. Yes, this angular.json files contains the schemas, means schema, CLI schemas and like, and also the version of and new projects root, projects names, project SDV innovations. Yes, that's the project name we are creating. And next the schematics and etc. SCSS. Yes, the schematic or Angular components. Yes, the SCSS are we are using, and that's why the style is SCSS. If you are using a CSS, then the style become a CSS. and we are not bothered about these files, means it's automatically generated on creating the applications. And next, the architects, the builders, options, output path, index, where the index files are holded, means the index files are holded in src index.html, that's here. And the main means the main file, where the main files are contained, the src main.ts, polyfiles src.polyfiles, and tsconfig, where the files are located, and that's it's declared in these sections. Yes. In the assets folder, on building time, thus contained folders are automatically copied to the builded folders, means the assets folders are not need to build or no need to remove, means it's needed for builded applications. Then that's why the src assets folders and src favicons.ico etc files are declared here. At the if you want to need any other folders, then you can mention the folders the URL from here. And the style folder, where the which type of styles we are using. Yes, in these styles, the src styles.scss, yes, this src styles.scss, and these styles are external to external to these applications. That's why in the styles are mentioned here. For sometimes if you are using Bootstrap and like plugins, you need to add the css from here, means some cases, means some plugins are need for declaring their styles in the angular.json files, and the scripts file in the section the scripts are loaded, and means there is no need of external scripts here. That's why the scripts array is empty now. And configurations and replace with means the environment type, means it's for environment for development purpose, and with for that the development production mode, the environment.product.ts are generated, and means on the production time what the changes are needed, means the productions in this production section, the file replacement for replacing from src environment.environment.ts with the src environment.prod.ts, and optimizations, output hashing, and source map, false, externals, etc. The IoT true and etc. Settings are here. We can check with your own projects. And next, serve options, and in this server the builder options are angular dev server. What is the process running at the serve time, means these are the settings for running, and we are not bothering about the settings, means it's already built here. And extract IATN is language translations tools in Angular, and test for testing purpose, and SDV innovation C2E is also for testing purpose, and etc. And next we can move to the source folders. There is three folders are here: app folder, assets folders, environment folders, and the files having favicons, index.js, karma.config.js, and main.ts, polyfiles.ts, styles.scss, test.ts, tsconfig.app.js, tsconfig.spec.json, tslint.json, etc. And in the tsconfig.spec.json is for testings, and like the spec files are using for testing purpose. And also the main files, there is a platform browser, dynamic bootstrap modules, means the starting points, means we can see in index file there is a title and a link for favicons, and there is a attributes, means there is a app.root tags or attributes here in the body area, and in this area the each pages are loaded dynamically, and we can see there is a app folder here, and in this app folder there is a routing file. This routing file is generated because of on creating application time there is a question we get if you want to need a routing in your application, then we give response with yes. That's why the app.routing.module is generated, and in the index.html there is an app.root is tag is here or selector here, and this selector is here. This selector, this area of or this component is loaded automatically with to the index.html app.root area, and we can see the HTML here. This HTML is shown in the browser now with welcome to world Angular icons, and we have some links to help you start, and thus details are described in this area. Means div is here with the text align center and h1 hello to title. We can see the title is here with the name of world, and this world is print onto this area. Means we can see it in browser with welcome to world. Means this world is printed on this area. And next there is an image. This image is the Angular icon, and there is a text with here are some links, and we can see this is the area we print on this browser, and we can change the title now with from here component as name as SDV innovations. Then it's compiling. Yeah, it's reloaded now with welcome to SDV innovations. Means in this time we can see on saving the browser is automatically reloaded. And next we are going to app.module.ts file. In this file there is an import files with browser modules, ng modules, app routing.modules, app component, etc. In the ng model it's loaded from Angular bar core. Means it's another directive in the Angular, and there is a declarations, import, providers, bootstrap, etc. arrays are here, and these arrays are configured with the Angular core portions, and in the declaration array the components are loaded. Means for any component creations the components are importing in this area. Means we need to add the component to this area for getting the component usage from another component or any other modules. In the import section there is a browser module, app routing module, etc. are here in the import array, because in the import array the modules or the external plugins are loaded in these sections. Means the external plugin is an module, that's why it's imported to this area. And here we can check with the app.routing.module by browsing app.routing.module.ts, and we can see there is an export class app.routing module here, and this exported class is importing in this area with the import app.routing module from app.routing.module, and these imported app.routing modules are declared in the imports array in the ng module section. And next there is a provider array here, and in the provider array the services are loaded here, and the services means it's connecting the external API or external HTTP calls to our application. And in the bootstrap array the app component is here, and after loading main.ts it's direct to index.html. In the index.html the selector is app.component.html, so that app component is loaded here, because on bootstrapping time the first loading with this app component to these applications. That's why we can see on loading time a welcome page having app component.html content. And next we can check back to app component.ts, and there is an selector app.root, and we describe about this. And next a template URL, it's also we describe with a normal HTML file, and there is a style URL, and it's a normal SCSS file, and we can check with app.component.scss. in this here it's a empty now, and we can add a CSS here with changing the color of h1, just copying the h1 and add it on in app.component.ts and change the color with color, and by press enter just add aqua. And we can see by loading it, yes, the style is affected in the HTML file. That means the on building time the app module, in the app modules it's containing the each declarations, imports and providers are to one files, and in the app component there is a declarations in selector, template URL, style URL, and these template URL and style URLs are combined to one files. And also in selector app.root running time it's loaded to the app.root area, means this component is loaded to the app.root area in the HTML file in the index.html. And we can see there is a folder having node modules, and in the node modules the external packages are loaded here, and we can see check with someone with Angular Dev Kit, Babel and etc. Some lots of plugins are loaded by default because it is needed for building our Angular application for development purpose and also for production mode. And we can close this area now, and we can check with the karma.config, and here the testing configurations are here with plugins required karma-jasmine, karma chrome launcher, etc. And the next is polyfile.ts. in this polyfile it's the importing zone.dist bar zone and etc. here. And next we can see style.scss, and we have a confusion with style.scss and app.component.scss, means these styles are just cut and paste to this style.scss,
and the color is not changed now because the S1 is here now. And the difference between the style.scss and app.component.scss is that in the style.scss it's globally declared styles, and in the app.component.scss it's just belong to the styles of this HTML file itself. Means it's not affect to other components or other modules or other external HTMLs. Means it's only affect the or only change the styles in the app.component.html. Means each component generation we can see app.component.html, app.component.scss, app.component.spec.ts, app.component.ts, and etc. files, and these files are only belong to that component itself. Means it's not affect to the other components. That's why we can easily achieve the modularity, or we can easy to update each component and each section by changing the component itself. And that's the main advantage of Angular for developing and easy to change the updations and etc. That's it. This is the basic structure of Angular applications. And if you liked my video, please like and please subscribe my channel for more videos and follow us. Thank you.